starting repo right here. It is included in the dev project, so check out the link to the dev project down below. From there, you can find a link to both this starting repo as well as my solution, because that's one of the nice things with dev projects. Not only can you find projects to work on, but you can also share your own solutions and get feedback on them as well. Now in here, I've already done all the HTML and CSS as static files, but that's not going to help us with what we want to do. If you want to try and sort of challenge yourself to even do that stage, I've also included the design file, so you can go all the way back and build it out from.
Should I do that? Let me look at the design files. Should I attempt to make this instead? I mean, I'm tempted to do that. The point of this tutorial is
yourself to even do that stage. I've also included the design file, so you can go all the way back and build it out from scratch, and then go to the next stage, which is the design file, so you can go all the way back and build it out from scratch, and then go to the next stage, which is what we're going to be focusing on in this video, of taking static HTML and CSS and turning them into templates.
Well, perhaps not. Perhaps not. Yeah, I'm not going to do this part. That'd be an even bigger waste of time. I know how to do that. I don't need to make that. It's already made for me. I need to know how to turn it into a template is the whole deal. Is why I'm here, why I'm doing this.
That we can use for a blog or anything else that you want to do with it, really. But in this case, it will be a blog. And so what you can do is you can just come here and use this template, and that's going to let you make a repo. So we're going to come in here and call this, we'll call it, and it will be a blog. And so what you can do is you can just come here and you use this template.
I like how he says that. He's a very feminine man. He's like, use this template. Use this template. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember if I make a template out of it, it basically creates that repository creates a copy of it in my GitHub account. But I have not hooked up the usually I create the GitHub repository from, I mean, it won't matter really. I need to know how to do both anyway, so I'm just going to do the template thing he's talking about. I'm going to call it KP Jamstack confused. Yeah, I'm not gonna do all that CSS shit. There's no point.
And that's going to let you make a repo. So we're going to come in here and call this, we'll call it 11t blog site. Because I don't know, I'm not being very original. If you want, you give it a description. Hopefully you give it a better name. Make it public, private, it's up to you. And then just create repository from template. And you'll be off and running. It shouldn't take very long. And now I'm also a very big fan of simplicity. I like GUIs, user interfaces, all of that. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna open it with GitHub Desktop.
He likes
you
goo.
prefer working from the command line,
that, guys?
all power to you. But I'm gonna open this in GitHub Desktop. Nice thing here, it says where it's coming from, where it's going to be saving it to, and I can click clone. If you don't have GitHub Desktop already, you might have to install it, but it's very easy to use. So I can click clone it just like that, and to download all the files, put them on my computer.
If you want an extra program to use,
then I can just click open in Visual Studio Code.
If you like,
and just like that, I'm off
juggling 10 different programs, and you want another one to add.
So let's actually go and check out what we're going to be starting with, because we do have some things here. So for now, I'm going to click this Go Live button just so we can see the design that we're working from, and then we're going to sort of backwards work this into a template as we go, and we're going to learn a lot about 11t along the way. So currently we have something that looks like this. My images aren't quite working right now, but that's fine. We'll fix those up. A lot of these links aren't going to work just because we're going to be changing the setup in here. So we also have my all articles. Let's go and check that one out. So the all articles is just going to be a list of all the articles that are going to be in there. And
one thing I can do is make it live. And how do I do that? Oh yeah, where's his oh, he hasn't even put npm in here yet. So we gotta install npm. I'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna install npm. And you do that by saying npm init. Did that do it? Oh, you gotta do all this fucking shit? Okay, that's fine. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all that is okay with me. That's why you usually do init and then you do a y after it, so you don't have to do all that stuff. Okay, but anyway, we're there now. So here it is. Now we need to do npm install 11ty/11t. Right? Where's the get started? Oh, here it is. Save dev. And he's going to say this in the tutorial too, because I already watched it, but... Did I write that right? Yeah. Okay, now it's going to give me that dev dependency after a while. Okay, now what I want is a start script. Start. Here we go. Is that what I write? I can't remember. I suppose we'll see what he does.
The last thing that we're going to have is the individual article page as well. So we can open that one up, and right now it's a little bit broken. And actually, that should be pushed down to the bottom. But we have the individual articles that will be coming in here. So we have different things that will be coming in, just a basic template that we can work from and turn this into an actual, from a fully static site to something.
I don't know, maybe I'm not like a developer type.
More dynamic. So the very first thing we're going to do before we worry about anything else and
That
worry
just gave
about
him
these
a little
files and how we're
tickle.
going to set things up is I'm going to open up my terminal.
That type of shit does not give me any kind of tickle.
For a little bit of the stuff here. If you're not used to the command line, we're not going to do anything too scary. But if you've never been in there, what you're going to have to do actually is start off by going to, and I'll link this down below as well, nodejs.org, and downloading Node. Because this comes with the Node package manager, which we're going to be using for this project. So it's important that you have that already. If you don't, it's just you click download, you click in next, it installs it on your computer, and then you can do these next steps. So what we want to do, and we want to come in and say npm init hyphen y. And that's going to initialize our project. The hyphen y is just saying answer yes to all the questions, because it asks a whole bunch. A lot of the time we just use the defaults anyway. So just like that, it makes it. And what that's doing is it's giving us this package.json. And then I'm just going to write clear there so we can get rid of all that. And the next thing we want to do here while we're here is we're going to do another npm and we're going to install. And what we want to install is 11t, and it is a scoped package, so you're going to do an 11t like this, so 11, the number 11.
Why does it wait until the weekend to rain? What the fuck?
And then you're going to write 11t out, and then you do a space, hyphen, save dev. And I'm zoomed in, so it's breaking over multiple lines, but there you go. Normally it would look something like that. And the reason we're writing save dev is because this is a dev dependency. It's something we need for the development process, but it's not something that will be public facing. So it's going to let the project know that we need this as something to work, but only on the development side. You hit return, and it takes a little bit to install. It's going to grab all the files and all the stuff it needs for 11t to work, and it's going to create a node package, node modules, I should say.
Some random girl posted something. Oh,
too much longer.
I need to
Let's
be
go.
notified.
There we go. Node modules, and that's just full of stuff. You don't want to go in there. Don't even worry about it. It's just there. If you've never used npm or you've never had your node modules before, it's there, we need it, but you don't have to worry about it. So now we have 11t
Nice, dude, he went on a cruise.
And so if I come here, I have a package file, and I have a package.json file. And the package.json,
awesome.
a package lock.json file. And the lock, you're not going to come in here, it's just making sure you have the right version of everything that you're going to need along the way. You won't be going in that. But what we will be doing is going inside of our package file here, so just the regular package.json. And we're going to come in our test script, and we're going to delete that. We're going to replace it with, and you can do different things here, but I'm going to do a start command.
What was that?
Another one that's often you'll see here is a dev. So your dev, you do an npm run dev when you're doing your development work. So you can have dev. I'm just going to do start because it's a little faster. And here what I'm going to write is 11t hyphen serve. And the serve there is just a flag that we can run. That's
all you write? Hold on, that's not what they say. They say do it like this. I'm gonna do what they say, just see what the difference is. Paste. Well, you gotta put it in quotes, of course. And now, if I do npm run start, I should get Alright, I should, okay, and then let's look at what it looks like. Sweet, it doesn't work. Well, where am I, let me stop that real quick. Did it just take me all the way out of my whole computer? How do I get back? God damn it. What the fuck is my computer doing? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, let's go all the way fucking back. You type CD and it just totally, if you leave that by itself, it'll take you all the way out of everything. Okay. Okay. I don't know, maybe I just need to... Okay. It might be that I need to go in there. Hold on. Not really sure. Yeah, this might be all fucked up already. Because they gave me an extra file. Hold on. Or an extra folder. See, design files are here. And then source is here. And site is there. No, they look like they're in... No, they're not. Site is in this different thing than source. So there's like one extra layer. Good fucking God. Design file source. Let's just see what he says.
It's going to have a live server running for us, so we can, it uses browser sync, which is wonderful. And then we'll do a build here, build, and we'll write 11t, and that's it. We'll just do 11t just like that. I was gonna put something else, but we don't need anything else. It just works when we just have that right there. So I have my start, which is gonna serve. It's gonna have the server running for us. Hit save. All the changes come. It's browser sync. It's wonderful. And then we have my...
Yeah, he like had us. See how it says starter in there? So really mine should be... Ugh. Does that mean I'll have to reinitialize npm? Or another way you could do it, you could just move all of this stuff over here. Why don't we do that? Yeah, take it all out of the blog starter bullshit and then just don't use that folder. Just put all this stuff over here. Good. Now, get rid of this fucking bullshit. Why they had to give me that folder? Nothing in there anyways. Okay. Good. Much better. That's fine. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. We're still there. Guess what? I don't know what the fuck that is. Here I see a source folder and a site folder. Because it already made that, right? So again, take this out. Now, what does that look like? All right, good. Source and site, and that's good, I think. Okay, now source, let's open up index.html now. I think it still works. Hold on, npm. Now if I go here, I think I should have something, I think. Nope.
My build and 11t here, which is when we need to build the site, it's going to run that command. And we're almost ready to get going, but we do need to create one more file, which is a configuration file for 11t. So I'm going to click a new, so it's going to be a .11t.js. So in here, we're going to start simple, and we're slowly going to have to add a little bit more to this configuration file. But as very basic, we're just going to start with a module.exports, and it's going to be equal to a function, which we're going to put 11 config in here. And basically what I want to tell it is where my source files, or my source, where my source is.
Fun.
Where are my
Aren't you
where
jealous?
are public facing files going to be located?
Oh boy.
And that's the very
Why not
first
me?
thing you want to do. And if you're just wondering how I'm setting, or like why I even know all of this is from the 11t documentation right here. You can see it's talking about all of this right here. Anytime you're using something new, I definitely recommend checking out the documentation and understand why you're doing different things. So, and that's, I'm not just figuring this out on my own, it's always through the documentation that we go. And so we can see there's the basic example. Now because you'll notice here's a really basic example, and then here it's within, like here we have the module exports, and then here it has the function. I am doing it with the function here because we will have to be configuring some extra stuff after, so just we don't have to add it after the fact. And then we can still have our input and output. So let's come and drop this in there. So we're doing a return, directory, input, and I'm also going to change the output. So here we put output. So the input in this case is my src. So I'm going to tell it all the files I'm working from are in my src folder. If you don't put an output, it's optional. It's going to output by default to _site. So if you think that's fine, then just you don't have to include an output.
Is that why it's not working? Because I haven't made the 11T site yet? I mean, because I haven't done this yet? This may be why. Although, I don't think so. No, I don't think so, because there's no configuration thing here. I get that that goes into that. I get that. Is that why? Well, because here there's also no source folder yet either. Yeah, there wasn't a source folder, so maybe that's why. I wish they would show the file structure of what they're doing. But they don't. BB. You do BB, we do. BB, BB. You do Woody. But they don't. Do that. What's that? Time to freak out. Arthur, why not you go lay down? Alright. I'm gonna assume that's why, because it doesn't even have a source versus a site folder in this example, so that must be why it's not working, I guess. When I say 11D serve, nothing happens, so I'm not sure I really understand why that is. Not that this is even the important part of this whole tutorial, it's not. Like, if I make this and then I run this again, is it still going to be broken? He just goes straight into the configuration file. They don't even talk about the configuration file until you get down here. But that's fine, I guess. Configure your templates. Hold on. It's not that. It's this. Okay. And then he's using... And he's going to use the function one. One of the function ones, wherever it is. I'm not sure. I don't know what any of that fucking shit is for. This right here. Copy. And it goes into an 11DJS file. So we're going to go in here. And I think that goes in source. Right? Shouldn't it? Right? No, it goes outside of source. It's just in the regular. Okay. Does it say in the thing where it goes? Root directory. Okay. That's nice. It does say. Alright, so here, this is the root directory. I hate the way this thing works. It has to load every time you click something. Right, so 11D. Okay, now we're here. Now I can paste. Except my input is not going to be views. My input is going to be source. The output is not going to be that either. It's going to be... I don't know why they would give you a different output than the one they defaultly give you. Okay, now I've made that. Alright, if that's there... And I go to package.json, try to run the start script. Now, granted, I am using a different start script than the one he uses, but I'm using the one they give you here. In the get started, I'm using the exact one they give you in the get started, which is this one. No. Where? This right here. So what's in my site? Do I have anything in my site? Do I need to run something? I don't have anything in there, do I? Do I need to run something to get it to go to the site so that it'll pick up something? You can see it shows it's coming from the site here. Writing site. It says it wrote 2 files. Well, it says it wrote 9 files. I'm not really sure. You know what we were definitely meant to do is sit hunched over at a screen all day, every day for like 60 years. That's definitely the way things were supposed to go. Just keep believing. Just keep believing. I think. npm run start. npm run start. Does anything happen? Probably not. Copy, paste. Hey, it actually did work. I can't fucking believe it. So, yeah, it's because of that. You have to have that first, I guess. I don't know. So that it actually like takes stuff from your source folder and puts it in your site folder, then you can put it on here. Okay, so far so good. Let's just keep watching.
I'm going to change this to public, just because I do think it's a bit more obvious. This is my public folder. This is the one that everybody is seeing, and my source is where I'm working out of. If you have a different way you want to work, there's nothing, that's perfectly fine. We're ready to go, and now we can start using 11t. Just make sure you save your file, because sometimes I forget to do that. So it knows that I want to be working out of these files over here, and I already have some HTML files. So watch this. If we just come, let's open up my terminal again. And to open up the terminal, I don't know if I mentioned it before, you just go to View, the terminal, it's right there. It's Control backtick. And if you're on a Mac, it's probably Command backtick. And now we can do our npm start.
Isn't that funny?
Before I do that, in my package, we said that the start command or the start script will be 11t serve. So npm start, hit return on my keyboard, and there we go. It's launched it locally. You also get a little UI, and if you want to check something on your phone, you just go to that address on your phone. As long as you're on the Wi-Fi, the same local network, it will work. It's fantastic. Now, there will be some things that aren't going to work properly just because of 11t, but we can see at least we have something that's working here. I have a page. I don't even know if the links are going to work right now. They're not, but that's okay. We're going to get all this working as we go through it. Even the CSS is broken. Everything is broken. But why is the CSS broken? And interestingly enough, if we come and look here, if I look in my source folder, I have my all articles, my index, and my individual article. And what 11t has done, if we go into my public folder now, we can actually see that
it doesn't transfer over the CSS or anything else, really, for some fucking reason. Here's some CSS. Now you see there's no CSS. So, and he doesn't even have JavaScript in here. He just has CSS and HTML, and that's it.
And for all those other ones, it creates like pretty URLs. So it makes like an index within the folder. So, it just means that you don't have an extension at the end, like a .html. You just go to individual article and you'll find that page. But you'll notice it hasn't brought the assets in. It did bring the blog because the blog has markdown files. So by default, it's taking HTML files, markdown files, other templating languages. It will automatically take those. But what it will not take and it won't touch is other things like this assets folder, which has an image in it and images over here, and it did not take my CSS file. So I actually have to tell 11t to do that. So to be able to change a configuration file, we have our 11t.js, that's our configuration file. To be able to change that, you want to stop this process because you can't update a configuration file. It's not going to change if everything is running. So I'm going to do a Control C, and that says terminate job. I do yes, and now we can clear that, and we're not running anything. It's not watching my files. And I can come in here, and this is why I wanted my 11t config in the first place.
11t config.
We do want it to grab a few of the files. We need our CSS, we need our images, and all of that.
I forget.
So to tell, if you ever have things that you need 11t to take and pass through, from our source file to our public folder that it's not doing by default, we have to tell it to do that. So to be able to do that, we do 11t config add pass through copy, like this, with the camel case the same way. And then we tell it what we want it to pass through. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure we're going to our root, we're going to go to our src, and we want our CSS, so I can say style.css, like that. Make sure you have a semicolon at the end here, and then we can do another one, 11t config.add pass-through copy, and this time where do we want to go? We want it to go into our, you can actually tell it, you can use globbing here too if you find.
Shut up. guess I need to do that. Why the fuck did it write an A? Source. Yeah, assets. Like that. No. Source. Because you're going from here, which is outside of source, into assets. Okay. What else? Blog. Is blog already taken? Blog's already there. And that's it. I think Watson's snoring or something. Okay, now, so the CSS should now be applied. Hey, it's applied. It's a different picture, but whatever. Thing is, I didn't make any of this. You know what I mean? This is just something somebody else made. So there's nothing here. What does that say? But anyway, we're going to take this and we are going to make a template thing. And I'm trying to understand, like, just conceptually, like, where would a template apply in this project? Because ultimately I'm coming back to this and I'm going to use what we're learning now in this. Like for these, I just made a template literal. And it made all of them just fine. It wasn't that difficult. This is going to require a template for sure. When you click into a job, it's going to go to one page. It's not going to have a whole bunch of different pages. It'll have one page, and then a template will fill out these fields based on which one you clicked. I just want this thing to be fucking done. But I gotta do this first now, according to them, so let's keep going.
Find it a little bit easier, but I'm also gonna tell it to grab my assets. So it's just gonna go and find in my source, my assets. It's gonna take anything that's in here. So just by including the folder, you don't have to say every single file because that would be a nightmare. So if we do that and I hit save, and now we do an npm start once again, so it should do it. It's gonna rebuild all my public folder. And now we can go and check it out.
Yeah, something's wrong with their power. I hope it didn't fuck up my fucking system.
This first image worked because I think I had an on-splash image there, but these ones weren't coming through before. So now those images are coming through, and the links still won't work just because of how we set things up, but at least my images are coming through and my CSS is coming through. We have a layout that is working now. So first step is done.
Oh, weird. It's reloading a different
to that endpoint
image every time.
There. So that's already kind of nice, but now we do need to start turning this into a template instead of
I don't know how that works.
HTML file. Because the reason we want to do that is if you had an actual blog that was like this, and say right now I have some featured articles, right? So when we looked at that page, we saw those featured articles, and I don't want to have to come into there and say, okay, I'm updating my featured article, so I'm going to delete this one from here, and then I'm going to change this to another article, and I have to do this all through like the hard copy. Oh my goodness, that would be an absolute nightmare. So instead of having to come in and do everything hard-coded in here, I want to set it up with templates that makes it easy peasy, link it into a CMS, and we're rolling. So it's not as much work as you might think it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this process for now, just because I'm
trying to understand what he even just described.
I don't want to have to come into there and say, okay, I'm updating now.
Are you saying like, so So basically how a blog works is somebody posts something in a blog, and then the blog feed, kind of like Facebook, takes that in and writes it on the feed page, adds it to the feed page. I think that's what he means, is like if somebody adds something, then he wants it to automatically, through a template, add it to the page.
The reason we want to do that is if you had an actual blog that was like this, and say right now I have some featured articles, right? So when we looked at that page, we saw those featured articles, and I don't want to have to come into there and say, okay, I'm updating my featured article, so I'm going to delete this one from here, and then I'm going to change this to another article, and I have to do this all through like the hard copy. Oh my goodness, that would be an absolute nightmare. So instead of having to come in and do everything hard coded in here, I want to set it up with templates that makes it easy peasy, link it into a CMS, and we're rolling. So it's not as much work as you might think.
Link it into a CMS. I don't even know what a CMS is. Content management system. I mean, but what does that even mean? CMS. Management system. Explain. I don't even know what that is. I'd rather see it on YouTube, honestly. They'll just throw a whole bunch of fucking words at you, and it's like, you gotta have these like Google cartoon people.
Today, for marketing terms, I'm going to be going over content management systems, which are shortened as CMS. So a content management system is software that allows you to create and manage your content.
Never heard of this. I mean, never. You know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a content management system is. What is it? Software that allows you to manage content while collaborating with other users. Okay. Sure. I can go with that. With a CMS, you do not need to know how to code. Now it puts the font back at big for some reason. I don't know why the fuck this thing does this. Like, I change the font to the size I want, and then I move down a couple lines, and it puts it back to large, all on its own. Used commonly for things like blogs, you know, products, pages, image galleries. Basically, feed pages that will get updated regularly. CMS allows this updating to happen without the need to have it manually coded, I guess. I don't know, we'll find out.
Much easier and much more effectively and efficiently. You can collaborate with other users when you're using a CMS, and you don't need to know how to professionally code a website. So with a content management system, it will store all of your published blog posts, any of the products that you've created, any of the images or videos that you've uploaded, any of the pages you created. So a CMS makes your life much easier when you are creating a website. So let's start with an example. And let's say I want to create a brand new blog where I'm publishing my favorite recipes. So I'm taking pictures and videos as I'm cooking, and I want to upload those pictures and videos. And then I want to also write my recipe and make sure I keep it all very organized with my blog. So what I can do is use WordPress, which allows me to customize the front end of my website with a theme. There are thousands of themes to choose from when it comes to WordPress. I can install different plugins, and I can easily publish my recipes as blog posts, and I don't have to worry about any of the management that comes along with it. So if I open up the back end of my WordPress website for beachfrontdecor.com, you can see right here I have all posts. So these are all of my blog posts, and all I need to do is click on the Add New button. It will open up a page that will allow me to write a blog post, which I already have this one written and published here. And I can just click a button to publish it. Now, WordPress does the rest to actually store everything that I write in a database and make sure they're keeping track of all of the files that I upload in the back end of my website hosting. So it might seem a little bit complicated for how a CMS works, but ultimately all you need to know is that it makes your life much easier.
So is WordPress
as you
the
are
CMS
creating
here?
written content, uploading visual content. You can link out to other pages with a click of a button. So you can categorize everything you need to categorize. And then once we publish our blog post, it's going to show up on the front end of our website, and we can customize the way that our website looks by using different WordPress themes and by using plugins.
So
if we come over here to my themes under appearance and themes,
WordPress is the
two
CMS
different
here.
themes installed. The 2022 comes with WordPress when you install WordPress, and this is the theme that I purchased for my website. I can also use plugins, so there's a bunch of different plugins here. So the benefit of using a CMS or a content management system is that you can write your blog posts, you can categorize them very easily, you can install plugins that allow you to do things, for example, like upload and create products on your website. So this is all done through the WooCommerce plugin. And I can also create pages on my website. I can upload media to my website.
This is just an
it's
example.
all stored by my CMS. So if we come back over here and we go over another example real quick, let's say my recipe blog becomes so popular that I decide I want to start selling sauces and spices. So I'm getting a ton of traffic to my website and I'm starting to build a bigger brand. What I can do is I can use that WooCommerce plugin I just went over to create an online store and publish my products with WordPress. Or what I can do is migrate my WordPress blog posts and my entire WordPress website over to Shopify and start selling with Shopify. So I wanted to use this second example because there are other very popular content management systems, even though WordPress is the most common and the most popularly used CMS across the internet. So I've listed some of the more popular content management systems. So you have WordPress, Shopify, HubSpot, BigCommerce, Wix, Drupal, Squarespace, and Joomla, all of Shopify websites organized. So I want to finish this video by going over an example of a Shopify website. So this is pipsnacks.com. They sell pipcorn and a bunch of other very popular snacks. So
Somebody fucking shoot me, please. I just don't. What is the fucking purpose in all of this fucking bullshit? Like, I don't know. This is all just like, the way I see all of this stuff is just like, cool, we made all this fucking bullshit that doesn't really help us in the end. Like, people have made endless things to just occupy your brain. That at the end of the day, is your life really improved? Or are you going to look back when you're on your deathbed and go, oh, remember that Shopify plugin? You know, or how, you know, are you going to have any memories about any of this? You're going to be like, oh, wow, they put us all on machines. And all we did all day long was scroll through mindless nothingness instead of like talking to each other and instead of like connecting with other human beings or experiencing anything. We've created this like black hole of mindless nothingness that has like taken everybody out of the real world and convinced them that this is more worthwhile of their attention. And it's just nothing. It's just endless nothing. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and you don't get anything out of it. You think you're getting something out of it because there's bright colors and shit. You think it's something, but guess what? It's not anything. Guess what? You're still just sitting in front of a screen. You know? You're just getting... Your brain's just being overstimulated by a screen. You know? Okay. Whatever. A CMS. I know what a CMS is now. Let's keep going.
Everything hard average day. Okay, that page, we sell those featured articles. And I don't want to have to come into there and say, okay, I'm updating my featured article, so I'm going to delete this one from here, and then I'm going to change this to another article, and I have to do this all through like the hard copy. Oh my goodness, that would be an absolute nightmare. So instead of having to come in and do everything hard coded in here, I want to set it up with templates. It makes it easy peasy, link it into a CMS, and we're rolling. So it's not as much work as you might think it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this process for now, just because I don't want it to be building new stuff as I'm doing all of this all the time. We can do a clear. And what I'm going to do is delete my public folder, because there's stuff in here that's we're going to get rid of. So continue. Yes, delete, please. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do is we're going to come into my source folder. I'm going to make a new folder called _includes. And this
Oh, he just deleted his site folder. Okay.
This is the way 11T is set up by
No, I just don't know. Like, everything is just bullshit. Am I wrong? Like, doctors are poisoning people. Like, if at some point you, like, step back and you're just like, why should I allow this to occupy my brain? Why do I need to invest in this exactly again? Why is this something that's worthwhile? So that you can participate in the money system. I'm just not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. Like, I believe in the thing of, like, have a skill, right? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. But as far as what this is, it's not something I think is a good thing. I don't see it as a good thing, you know what I mean? But anyways. The includes directory is meant for 11T layouts. Let's click on that. What does that mean? Layouts are special templates that can be used to wrap other content. To denote what a piece of content should be wrapped, to denote that a piece of content should be wrapped in a template. In your front matter, which I guess is MD means markdown. In your front matter. There's like these phrases I've never heard. This will look for a... I don't understand how any of that means. What the fuck that even means. Okay, anyways. Well, we'll follow along. We're including an includes directory. Okay. The includes directory is meant for 11T layouts. What are 11T layouts?
Default, it's going to look for an includes folder. And this is the way 11T is set up by default. It's going to look for an includes folder set up exactly like this. So that's why I'm calling it underscore includes. And the very first thing I'm going to do in here is I'm going to write a base.njk.
So this is the layout file, I guess. Okay, well, so he deleted his site folder. I guess I'll do the same thing. Okay. No, he still has his node modules folder. Mine's inside of here. Oh wait, his is called public. My bad. Yeah, see his. Why doesn't he have a node modules folder?
It was like this, and say, because the reason we want.
Yeah, he does. It's right there. Okay. Well, why did I put mine there? He keeps putting my stuff in different locations than. Yeah. See, look. Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. It is outside of it. Okay, never mind. It is outside of it. Right? It's really hard to read. Okay, it is. So yeah, delete site. Okay. Now inside of source, we have our includes, and we're gonna put inside of includes a file called index dot
Want to do that is
nunchucks
if you
or
had
something.
to there, and then that would be hard. Into this, we can do a clear. So come into my source folder. MMT is set up. I'm calling it underscoring. NJK is short for ninja.
Ninjux or something. I don't know. I just wish I could get along better. I can't. I mean, I'm trying to, but
It's a templating language. Nice thing with 11T is there's a whole world of templating languages that you can use, and you can choose, I think, from like there's so many you can choose from. It's crazy.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to be using NJK because I'm familiar with it. If you prefer other ones, or you already have a templating language that you prefer, go with that. So for my base, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an exclamation point tab because I want this to.
How did he do that? Mine doesn't do that. Hold on.
With that. So for my base, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an exclamation point tab because
Mine's not doing it. Exclamation point tab. Nothing. God damn it. Boilerplate not working with, what is it called? Ninchucks? Nunchucks? Ninjucks? Is that what it's called? Nunjucks. Right? Yeah. Nunchucks. What's the deal? It doesn't do anything. Emmett is already in here. Emmett not working in general. I wanted to say, well then just fucking say it. But another thing is, like, this is the bigger issue. Hold on. I'll show you. If I even just manually copy all that stuff, right? Watch. See how mine's white and his is actually showing up as being recognized? I hit save, right? It doesn't work.
I want this to, we want this base thing. We don't have to include that on every page. We want to have a template that includes that for us. So here I have all of this. Now, actually, one really fast thing. If you go to your settings, which are under File, Preferences, Settings, or Control, comma, probably Command, comma, if you're on a Mac, come up here and write Emmet. It might not work by default, so you actually have to tell Emmet to look for, like in this case, NJ.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad he put that in there. You don't say. Okay. File, edit, or you see how like slow and laggy this is? Okay, settings. Wait. Preferences. Yeah, preferences. Settings, yeah. Type in Emmet. Where do you go from there?
Or Control, comma, probably Command, comma, if you're on a Mac. Come up here and write Emmet. It might not work by default, so you actually have to tell Emmet to
Include languages. Exclude, include. Add item in JK. HTML. I would have never known to do that, but okay, now it should work. Give me a second. Should being the optimal word. Nope, still doesn't work.
look for, like in this case, NJK files that it will transform, or it will treat them like an HTML file. So if I use Emmet within an NJK, it treats it as if it's HTML and I get all my HTML Emmet functionality.
Right.
So you might have to add a different thing in there depending. I remember getting stuck on that and being very frustrated when I couldn't use Emmet at the beginning. So,
Correct.
there we go. That's the very...
Well, either way, it's still not even showing up like recognized code. I'll close it and just reopen it, I guess. You know. Open. Yeah, see, it still doesn't even see it as like anything. Doesn't work. Close. So this is the part where I have to just I already have my GitHub, so earlier when I was saying about connecting it, I wonder if I have to just stop this then. Maybe. No, this shouldn't have anything to do with it. Now, this part, I guess I'll just upload it manually. So now we're doing this. What time is it? Now we're doing this. Well, that's what I don't know. Do I still need to, do I need to initialize this as a Git repo? Let me ask, I'm not sure. opened. This is helpful. And then what did I do? Did I download all the files at that point? What did I do? I think I did. Right? No, then I cloned. What I did was I cloned this. HTTPS. Command Shift, well, that'd be a good first stop. If I do Command, what is it? Shift period? No. Wait. The wrong thing is a Git, though. So when I cloned it, I want this. here. Okay, good. It's already initialized. We'll say it. We'll count that. It's already been initialized. Good. Great. Now what? I don't want to create. The point is, I don't want to create from my command prompt here, which is in these instructions. I don't need to create the online repo because it already exists. But I'm just not understanding how I'm going to end up pushing this stuff into that repo. I thought I just deleted site. Why is it still in there? Why is site still in there? Did I just... Didn't I just delete that? Is it because of the 11DJ thing? Why is that still in there? He deleted his, I deleted mine.
It's going to be. You had a blog that was like this, and say, right now, I have some featured articles, right? And change this to another article. It makes it as you might think it's going to
stand up.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this process for now, just because I don't want it to be building new stuff as I'm doing all of this all the time. We can do a clear. And what I'm going to do is delete my public folder because there's stuff in here that's we're going to get rid of.
That's a delete, okay? Deleted it. Why do I need to delete? Why is this not working? Hold on. I literally just did this 2 fucking seconds ago. Delete. What am I not seeing? Yes, move to trash. I literally just did this a second ago. Empty trash. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, now it doesn't exist, right? Okay. Anyways, let's go back to this. GitHub version. If I can remember why I'm even doing this. Every little piece is like so involved that you eventually forget why you're doing the piece you're doing in the first place. But anyways, right, I'm trying to figure out, I don't want to create anything. I just want to push something to something that's already existing. Let me see. See, look, this part. See, it's already created called test. Oh. So I think I can just use that. All right, what's the code look like? Get remote add. You would just use, hold on. Yeah, just use that same thing you used to clone, except you're cloning yours now. Well, you're not cloning it, but you're getting the, you see? Yeah, this. So before I had used that, and I ran a get clone thing. Now I'm using that in order to set up an intermediary. Where was I? Thing. Which I do by doing what? But it shouldn't be a new. I don't want to add one. Let me stand up. This is when my hips are messed up. Uh, mm-hmm. So you get remote. See, I don't have any origin. Never heard of that. I don't know what the fuck that is. Go, John, go. John's a good guy, man. I'm 100% in John's favor. He's like out there working out in the sun. In his driveway. Fuck yeah. You found Darlis. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to just find some rich girl that really loves her career. Just let her be totally. Let her get all of her jollies out of being a professional, sassy woman. Just let her totally bathe in that. And then I can just move in and, work some random ass job. What's wrong with that? Everything's backwards nowadays anyway. I'll just work some random ass job and gig. And do like John and work out in the fucking driveway in the morning. Fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. I would like to be the one that's actually providing, but I don't know that that's ever gonna fucking happen. And I'm not gonna. If I had some kind of skill, I'm trying to get a skill, but I've spent 2 years on this, and it's like I still really barely know what I'm doing. So anyways, I guess let me finish my question. Where did it go? Where's Stack? Or Slack, I mean. I just see John out there and I'm like, I totally get where you're coming from, man. I totally get where you're coming from. He does that, and then he'll do a bunch of yard work, and then he'll go take a bike ride. I'm like, I totally get that. I understand you exactly. And guess what? Darlis loves him. I guess. She at least likes him enough to keep him around. Because she's a big, important psychologist. Or not even a psychologist, just a therapist. What a joke everything is. Okay. Connecting a local repo to an existing template. Right. I created a GitHub repository using this use a template option from someone else's repository. This was the templates I used to create this. Then on my local machine, I made a folder from my local repo or whatever. And then using HTTPS from my copied repo, I clone the files into my local folder. Okay, and Yeah. Cloning, if I understand. Well, don't say that. Just say cloning, as far as I understand. And I'll just send them a picture just to show what I'm talking about. Okay, save. Where did that go? Boom. Okay. Normally when I've done this, where am I at? Now. Okay. So now I'm on the step of Now, you see how long this takes? Copy that. Come back over to this. Put it here, because I'm going to make something to show them. Paste. Is that what I do? I don't even know if that's what I need to do. Is that how I do that? Well, because this was already created too. So maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, because you create it online anyway. So yeah, I think this is just how you do it. Okay, I think we're good. Never mind. Forget that. I think we're good. We do it the same exact way. Watch. Oh, well then there's this problem though. It says origin. I don't know what that means. Origin. I can try to use an origin. I didn't create that, but let me look again. If I don't use origin, see, and then you would use tutorial. But I don't know what origin is connected to. I first I checked to see if any remote I don't know how any of this fucking shit works. I don't want to fuck it all up either. By assuming anything. The worst thing you can do is assume, you know, whatever the, she's gonna write back, you should not be worrying about any of this. Or she'll just say some bullshit that doesn't help me at all. Doobie doobie doo. What should I do? My legs still hurt. I'm not hungry. My legs hurt. I was gonna do legs, but my legs do hurt. I'm not really sure about that. Nobody watches this anyway.
Hey, object-oriented programming is good. Asterisk.
A few years ago, I made some videos laying out a case against object-oriented programming, and since then, I've been meaning to make a positive case for an alternative, a prescription for how code should be written rather than how it shouldn't. It's taken me a while to work out what I think can be said about how to write code with any certainty, and confusingly, the prescription in part might sound suspiciously like OO to some ears. I'm not really recanting my prior position, though. Many people just remain confused about what's unique to OO and what's not. Hence, I'm calling this object-oriented programming as good, but with an asterisk.
That was a very long asterisk. Okay, so we have an OO hater that might be coming around to enjoying a little casual OO. Is this some casual OO? Is that what we're seeing right now?
Enjoying a little casual.
Could be. could be kind of a little bit cash, you know? Just a little oh hater turned lover, you know what I mean?
A more honest title for this video might be Module-Oriented Programming, where module refers to a unit of reasonably self-contained code, but the even more honest title would be How to Write Good Procedural Code.
I love it, dude. Procedural code is the best code. Fight me. It is the best. Okay? It is the way to do it. There is no other way. Procedural code is just always been, it will always be, it has always been. Functional programming is just procedural code with functions. Change my mind.
Encapsulation, polymorphism, and even inheritance will be a part of the story, but as I'll explain, the total picture has profound differences from object-oriented programming.
Enjoying a little casual
So
OO.
here's how I think code should be written. Code should be written in units we'll call modules, and these modules come in two basic kinds: state modules and logic modules. The distinction is that logic modules contain no internal state, i.e. global variables, and logic modules.
Alright, well, for the time being, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gym and then come back. So, yeah.